everyone, it's me, Demetra Kaye of the Demetra Kaye Show here on YouTube and the proud contributor of the African Diaspora News channel. If you could do me a favor and please like this video and subscribe to both channels if you haven't already, I would greatly appreciate it. So let's get into it. Just the other day, we learned that a cheerleader by the name of Talyn Jefferson, 20 years old, of Kansas City, she was let go from the cheerleading team. And guess why she was let go from the cheerleading team? She was let go for wearing a bonnet. Okay, you guys have all seen the bonnets that people wear inside of their homes and sometimes, unfortunately, at Walmart, right? And so what happened was, as she was practicing, and this is her words, as she was practicing, she had box braids, by the way, you know, the big braids that sisters wear often. It's usually considered a protective style or just something cute, right? So her box braids, as she was performing her cheerleading duties, or swinging around and hitting other cheerleaders. And so the best way that she can contain her braids was to put them under a bonnet. And so the white cheerleading coach took exception to that, didn't like it. And Talyn said she stood her ground by letting her know why she was wearing it. And then she said the white cheerleading coach made some pretty racist remarks, you know, telling her that she knew all about black hair. She used to do black women's hair. She was a cosmetologist. And, you know, she said some other disparaging things to her about her hair. And so from that point, the university let her go, kicked her off the team, or dismissed her from the school because they said she had anger issues. Okay, now we all know what that means when a black woman is labeled with having anger issues, right? That's that ABW, angry black woman syndrome, right? All right, so let me just give it to you straight, okay? Now, I had this conversation with somebody yesterday, and they were pretty much, well, they said both Talyn and the university were at fault because, for one, she shouldn't have wore the bonnet, and they should have approached her in a different manner. Now, I will say this. I know a lot of people have a problem with women wearing bonnets outside, and I'm one of those women who have a problem. I'm going to be honest with you, but I'm also one of those people that's like, hey, if that's what you want to do, then that's really on you, right? And I, think it's unsightly and all of that. I think the bonnet belongs in the house, and, you never could imagine our grandmothers or even our mothers, if you're older like me, walking out the house, let alone to the grocery store, with a bonnet on. All right, but that really ain't even my issue. My issue, as I said in contrast to what the other person was saying that I was having a conversation with, I said, really, to me, what this is white people, and in this case, specifically white women, policing the bodies of black women. Like, what is it with these white people who always want to tell black people what they should do with their bodies, their hair, whatever the case is? And so in this conversation I was having also, the person was saying, well, most people know that when you're in dance and you're cheerleading, you put your hair up and it's supposed to be out of your face and, in a bun and all this other stuff. And so what I did is I went to Google and I put in cheerleading hairstyles. And this is what came up. It was the first thing. It was the first thing that came up. And so I, wanted to prove a point to her. It wasn't really about her, her bonnet per se. I just think it was really about them trying to police her and telling her what to do. And it's just probably a fact, or I don't say a fact, but the cheerleading culture is probably just waiting for a moment to say something to Talyn. In Kansas City, I would imagine there's not a whole lot of black cheerleaders on that team. But I don't know, maybe there is, right? And so she said originally she wasn't even meaning for the story to go viral because she actually shared the text thread with a friend. And then the friend went on Twitter and, said, here's what happened, this story, this, that, and the other. And it went viral. And that's why we're talking about it now. But again, this is, to me, in my opinion, I could be wrong, but I doubt it, nothing more than white people wanting to police the bodies of black people. And you guys know in various states, California being one of the first ones out the gate to pass the Crown Act, which basically says that you cannot discriminate against black people for their hair, the hairstyles, textures, and all of that. Like, you can't go tell a woman who's had dreadlocks since she was 5, in order for you to work here, you need to go get you a permanent. right? You leave black women alone about their hair. And I'll be honest with you, I used to work in corporate America, and I've always, well, for a long time, I won't say always, but I've worn my hair kind of like this. And at one point in time, it was really big, right? And so I walked into the office on day one, and it was suggested to me that, you know, maybe you should have more of they said a corporate hairstyle. And to me, that meant more European. And so unfortunately, because I wanted the job, right, and I needed the job at the time, I went and I straightened my hair. And which is why I'm self-employed, because I never ever want to be under that type of control again, to where I can't express myself and wear my hair the way I want. But yeah, that's all it is. And it's unfortunate that states are even having to pass these laws, the Crown Act, to tell white people to leave black people alone about the hair that grows out of their scalp naturally, right? Like, this is our natural hair. This is the way it is. We shouldn't have to do anything to it. And, you know, just getting back to Talyn and her box braids, I mean, like I said, me personally, I didn't see the problem. Yeah, because she have, you know, pinned it up in a way to where it didn't affect other people, sure. But how many of those white ponytails do we see flipping and swinging around when they're cheerleading? We see it quite a bit, right? So, anyway, you guys, for more insightful videos and comments, please subscribe to this channel and my channel, the Demetra Kaye channel on YouTube. Peace.